Welcome to West Texas Droning Episode number 22. How is your remote ID working? Well, good morning, everybody. We're back out at Fur Hopper Ranch after a nice rain shower came through last night, about 1.5 inches, something like that. Badly needed. Unfortunately, it made it a little muddy in spots, so we have to be very careful where we're flying today and where we're driving to get to a flight location. One of the things I wanted to discuss and check out was remote ID. Do you ever check it out? I know this drone will say it's not working if it's not working, but how do you know without looking to see? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to flight test the Air 3 and the Mini 3, and I'm going to look for remote ID broadcasts and see if they work. So stay tuned. It's a beautiful day to fly. Welcome to a good weather day out here in West Texas. The weather was really good for the flight tests, both in aviation ease and in drone ease. Good visibility, clear skies, light winds, and mild temperatures. Really a nice day to conduct these tests. Notice the visibility is given as 10 or 12 miles, but wait until you see on the video what it really was. It was a lot better than that. I had wanted to see if I could detect my drone remote IDs by using some of the available drone scanning apps that you find out on the internet. Well, the free ones anyway. I had purchased a Ruco remote ID module for my Mini 3 to be used when I used it for commercial purposes with the light battery. When I was using my Mini 3 with the big battery, it supposedly automatically broadcasts its remote ID, as does my new Air 3. They all have automatic remote ID broadcasts that you're not supposed to be able to disable. I used these apps to try to detect the remote ID broadcasts. I had the Ruco remote ID broadcast detection software on my phone, and another one called Drone Scanner that I had downloaded from the internet. The first flight I did was with the Mini 3 with the Ruco remote ID module attached, and I used the Ruco remote ID software to detect it, and it worked just fine. Then I used the remote, took off the remote module and put on the big battery on the Mini 3, which supposedly activated its remote ID, but neither the Ruco nor the Drone Scanner apps saw the Mini 3 with the big battery, nor did they detect the Air 3 remote ID broadcast. So in that case, how do we know that they're working? Well, according to DJI, if you check the controller for each drone, it will confirm that the remote ID is functioning normally. And here's the remote ID functional report on the Mini 3, and here's what it reports on my Air 3. Remote ID functioning normally, and I guess we have to take that to the bank to make sure that it's working. Additionally, they say I demonstrated that you can pick up your DJI, at least my Air 3, on my iPhone when I look at the Bluetooth devices and connect to it. I did not find my Mini 3 on this Bluetooth list on my iPhone. So, if there's a good, reliable remote ID detection software that you can put on an iPhone, if you know what it is or can tell me about it, please leave me a note in the comment section of the video. I'd appreciate it. Now let's get on with the video. And this is with the Air 3, and this is one of the flights I conducted trying to detect the remote ID broadcast with the phone apps that I had installed on my phone. And as you see these hesitations and stopping, I'm messing with my phone trying to get one of the not DJI, but one of the RID detection apps to work. And as I said, neither found the Air 3's remote ID broadcast. I was flying off the top of a small mesa here, and as you know, your height above ground is based on your takeoff point. So as I flew over these valleys, I had to make sure that I didn't get above the 400 feet AGL. So you'll see my altitude never gets above about 200 feet, 230 feet. So I just stayed below the 400 feet AGL limit when I was flying around. Big Round Mountain looks inviting out there in the distance, but it's a mile away, so I can't fly over there and look down on it. As we sit there, you can kind of look down on the ground at the brush and see there's really not much wind at all. It's a nice stable day to fly, and really had a good time trying out my drones in this wonderful weather. Tell by those cloud formations, it's a very smooth and stable day to fly. It's a lovely day to fly, isn't it? It doesn't look like there's been that much rain here, but we did get good rain. But this ground here seems to soak up the water really quickly, and assume it goes down to a water table below ground level and flows on down towards the Edwards Aquifer. Pretty clouds, pretty sky. I was in cine mode on this. Would have been more exciting on sport mode. And it'd been fun just to turn right a little bit there and just shoot over across country, but with our visual line of sight restrictions, we can't do that. We have to make sure we're visual line of sight so we don't run into any of the tall buildings out here or any of the heavy air traffic that's flying around the area. You know, we don't want to hit anybody walking around that might hurt. So as you see, the visual line of sight is a very good rule for this kind of operation. Again, pausing, trying to read the remote ID broadcast with no success. No, I'm not going to crash in the ground. That was good. One of these days I'll have to test the software on the Air 3 that keeps you from running into things. See if it actually works. Scary prospect, isn't it? So I'm just going to bring it in, set it down. I didn't do the return to home function. I need to kind of practice this myself. And the remaining landing is not that exciting, so I'll go ahead and I'm going to cut it off here and just say thank you very much for stopping by West Texas Droning. Hope you enjoyed the ride. And again, if you know of any remote ID scanning apps for the iPhone that really work, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me some information in the comments section. Until then, thanks for stopping by. God bless, and we'll see you next time.